Hello and welcome to St. Paul's YouTube channel. I'm Chad Adamik, pastor at St. Paul's Lutheran Family in Carson City, Nevada. We are a congregation of the ELCA. This service of the Word is for the fourth Sunday in Advent, December 20th, 2020. But whatever day you're watching or whatever time of day, I'm so glad you're here. If you'd like a copy of the worship booklet, there's a link in the description below this video. Click on that and you'll have the liturgy, the readings, as well as the prayer list and our announcements. I do have a few announcements to briefly highlight. First, I'd like to thank St. Paul's Youth Group and leaders Tracy Angel, Amanda Castillo, Nakita Jones, and St. Paul's Chapter of the Women of the ELCA and officers Renee Waslam, Sharon Giesick, Andrea Rudd, and Charlotte Lacombe for doing all that you've done for the Angel Tree Ministry. Each year we collect gifts for two families in our community referred to us by the school system. And of course, many of you have contributed money or gifts, and those that couldn't be wrapped, the youth group wrapped them, and they also helped collect other items too. Actually, on Monday, a few from the youth group went shopping for the items that hadn't been offered yet on the angel tree. Well, Tracy and I were able to deliver these presents to the families, and we thank the women's group too for the Christmas tree, the Christmas trees, and the food. And so all that has been delivered to the families. Again, thank you all for your help this year in making the Angel Tree Ministry a much needed success for two large families in this community. And the youth group isn't done yet. The youth group will be doing elfing again this year. They'll be going out on Sunday, December 20th, starting probably around 10:30, 11 in the morning. Now, because of COVID, we're not all going to come and converge on a house and come inside and all that. We're actually going to split up the list of people we're visiting. So you may get maybe two youth visiting you along with parents or their drivers with a gift and maybe offer you a little song. We'll have to, leave your present on the door and knock on the door, on a doorstep, I should say, and knock on the door for you to get your presents, because we will have to maintain that physical distance. And no, we appreciate your hospitality, but we won't be able to come inside this year. But we do plan to offer you Christmas cheer, albeit physically distanced. And so that is happening again this Sunday, starting after 10:30 and probably going on till about around 2 o'clock. So be on the lookout for that. We'll be calling in advance of our visit, so it won't be a complete surprise, and you'll be ready for elves to be visiting you. Again, for this year's elfing from St. Paul's Youth Group. And finally, for Christmas Eve, we are having online Christmas Eve. I will still need to find out whether that'll be live streamed or whether or not we'll have to pre-record the service. But there will be a service here on December 24th by 7 o'clock. So if you tune in at 7, you'll find either recording or we might be live streaming. But just a reminder, around 7 p.m. on Christmas Eve, you can tune in to Christmas Eve worship here at St. Paul's. For those of you who desire communion, and I especially am referring to those who are homebound or those who, even when we were having in-person worship, still had to shelter in place, we will be offering drive-up communion on Christmas Eve from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the church parking lot. All you need to do is drive up into the parking lot and up to the front door, and I will come out to you. I will offer you a prayer and then communion. a wafer, and either wine or grape juice. We won't be using the packets because I know some of our members have a hard time with those, but there will be wafers that I will offer you. I'll have tweezers and I'll be gloved. I'll offer a wafer, and then I'll offer you a little glass of either wine or grape juice. But know that's going on from 1 p.m. until 4 p.m. on Christmas Eve. If you can't make it, please know that I am available here at the church for private communion. You can call the church office. Our church contact information is always in the description under these videos. And you can call or email me, and we can set up a time for us to meet here at the church for private communion. That could be any day. So please, if you can't make it for Christmas Eve for drive-up communion, please consider calling and setting something up for a private communion. With that, we now prepare our hearts and our minds for worship as we anticipate the coming of Emmanuel, God with us.